Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Indira Educational Academy. Our next topic is Unit 2 of Java for Andhra University graduation students. So, in this Java Unit 2, we are going to discuss about control statements, object class, method declarations, and Java constructor, method overloading, method overriding, and access modifiers. So before going to learn about the second unit of Java, once we will revise those unit 1, that which is discussed in three parts. So in those three parts we discussed introduction, oops, all the oops concepts, and Java and structure, Java tokens and operators, constants, variables, data types. All these are completed in unit 1. So now we are going to discuss about the statements of Java. So statements, declaring the statements is very important in Java programming. So let's begin our unit 2 of Java with the concept of statements. So statements, before going to explain about this statement, first once I will say one. So statements or control statements, those control statements are classified into three types: decision making, looping, branching. Decision making consists if else if switch, nested, whereas looping consists only three: while, do while, for. And whereas branching statements consist of break, continue, return. So according to our Andhra University syllabus, it consists only if else switch in decision making, and looping it consists while, do while, for all the looping. And whereas coming to branching, also all break, continue, return, three are also cover in our Andhra University syllabus. Whereas coming to decision making statement, only they mentioned only if and if else and switch. Only three statements are discussed in decision making statement according to the Andhra University syllabus. But I'm saying all those decision making statements along with if else and switch. So let's begin our decision making statements. So in decision making statements, if the if statement, the Java if statement is used to test a condition. It checks Boolean condition true or false. There are various types if statement in Java. If statements are various type: if else if, nested if, and switch. So Java if statement, definition of the Java if statement is, it the Java if statement tests the condition and executes the condition. If that condition is true, it executes, or it is false, it terminates again and again. So coming to the syntax, this is the syntax of Java if conditions. Flow chart of the control statements are also very important for the BSc 4th sem students of Andhra University. So carefully observe the flowcharts of each and every individual statements. Don't confuse and don't be panic. So this is the flowchart of the if statement. And next one, example. This is the example and output of the if statement. And Java if else statement, the Java if else statement also test the condition, it executes, then if block if condition true, otherwise else block is executed. Here Java if else also works as if statement only. It executes like if else only if the condition is true. If it is false, it executes into the else box and checks that else condition. So this is the Java if else statement. And flowchart, this is the flowchart of Java if else statement. And this is the syntax for the Java if else statement. Example for that Java if else statement. And this is the output. And this is the small note point of that Java if else statement. What is that note point is? It is nothing but using ternary or conditional operator. We can also use ternary operator to perform the task of if else statement. It is a shorthand way to the condition. Here syntax for that syntax, this is describing the syntax of the if else statements. So expression 1, by using conditional operator we can express or we can indicate the syntax of the if else statement. So this is the flowchart for that, and this is the if else if it is not included in Andhra University syllabus of degree students, but I'm saying just listen. The if else statement, ladder statement, executes one condition from multiple statements. That means it consists of multiple statements to be executed. So this is the syntax. It is not included in the syllabus of Andhra University. Once again I'm reminding to all. And this is the flowchart for that else if. This is all the example of that else if. Next, nested if, Java nested if statement. This is also not included in the syllabus of that Andhra University. So this is not as much important as if and if else and switch statement. So coming to the definition, the nested if statement represents the if block within another if block. Here the inner if block condition executes only when the outer if block condition is true. What it describes is, if the condition is true it executes, if not it's again terminates in the else conditions. This is the syntax for the nested statement. This is the flow chart. Once if you observe that flow chart, if condition is true then it stems to into the if condition. If condition is false, it again comes to the after if, that means else condition. This is the example for nested if, and output for that nested if example. Now coming to the switch statement, which is the last statement of decision making. Here switch statement is very important because it is included in the syllabus of the Andhra University. The Java switch statement executes one statement from multiple conditions. It is like if else if else. That means switch statement is like a jump statement. That means if you want to switch from one data to another data, we use it this switch statement. For example, if you the user makes the data of the days of week, that means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday up to Sunday. So another user wants to skip the schedule, so she wants to jump from the schedule of Monday to Wednesday. So here Tuesday from Monday to here that schedule is switching from Monday to Wednesday. So here by using switch statement in output tab, we can make that Tuesday as unvisible. How? By using switch statement only we can make it as like that. So when we use a switch statement for this condition, that Monday to Wednesday example, so in output it displays only Monday and Wednesday. And this is the syntax for this switch statement. And flows chart for this switch statement, very flow charts are very important. Why? Because control statement is the essay question in the BSc 4th sem students, and this is the example for this switch statement. And output for that switch statement is this. So up to here decision making statements are completed. So before going to loop statement, decision making statement, in decision making statements, three statements are very important according to syllabus: if else and switch. And other if and next are teachable to to gain the knowledge. So now coming to the looping statements. A simple for loop is same as C++. We can initialize, that means here initialize means nothing but add the variable check condition and increment decrement. Increment means increasing, decrement is decreasing value. It consists of 4 types. If you want increase any value to program or decrease any value for the program, we simply use looping statements in that program. So this looping statement consists of 3 types: while, do while, for. So let's discuss that. For, this is the syntax for the for. Once check this one: for initialization condition and increment and decrement. So this is the syntax for the for, and this is the flowchart for the for, and this is the example for the for loop, and this is the output for that for loop statement, and this is while loop. While loop is to iterate a part of the program several times. If the number of iteration is not fixed, it is recommended to use while loop. Here what this definition means: if the particular or if the fixed number of conditions is not fixed in the program, then we use while loop, and this is the syntax for that while loop, and this is the flowchart for that while loop, and this is the example for that while loop statement, output for that while loop statement. This is, and last one of the looping statement is do while. The Java do while loop is executed at least once because condition is checked after loop body. The Java do while loop is executed at least once because condition is checked after loop body. Here this definition means it executing the program after the checking of the loop body only, without body of the program, without checking the body of the program, here the program can't be executed. So this is the do while. And coming to syntax of the do while, this one is the syntax, very easy syntax. For looping statements, the syntax are very easy. Flowcharts also very easy to draw, and this is the example for the do while, and this is the output. Next one is branching statements. Branching statements is also known as jump statements. Here jump statement consists of 3 types: break, continue, return. Coming to the break statement is encountered inside a loop. The loop is immediately terminated and program control resumes at the next statement following loop. In previous example, which is said by me about the days of the week, in that days of the week we eliminate the Tuesday. That means we are giving break to that Tuesday. So immediately the program jumps from Monday to Wednesday. So that is the break statement, and for syntax of that break statement is not given here. Syntax for that break statement is like if else only, but at if condition we apply the break. So once check that example, by checking the example we can easily write that break syntax. This is the example for the break syntax. And continue statement is used to continue the data. That means if you're preparing dates of 1 month, so immediately it interlinked with next month of day. If today is 31st, so next day is first only na. So that is continuous process. Every time we don't, the user don't want to check and correct that program. By using continuous statement, immediately itself it checked and continues that program. That is the continuous statement. Syntax is also same as if statements only, but continue is applied in place of if statements. So this is the example. We can see this this part of that example. By this example we can assume the syntax, and this is output for that. And last one, return statement. Return statement consists only 3 points. It doesn't consist of flowchart and syntax and example. It just consists only three parts, theory parts. So return statement is useful to terminate a method and come back to the calling method. It is used in calling method and in between global and local variables. Return statement in main method terminates the application. Return statement can be used to return some value from method to method calling. So here simply we can say one thing by observing these three statements. Here return statement is used in between the calling method and main method, that is the main one, and return statement is used in main method to terminate the application, and it come back to the call method. So this is the syntax for return, that means return value, object and class. So by adding the return statement, we are completing our control statements according to syllabus. On the university syllabus, in control statements, we completed decision making, looping, and branching. So now object and class. Object and class is nothing but object. Object is an in OOPS concept we learn about object. Object is an independent term and class is a collection of objects or blueprint from which objects are created. So here also it is only repeated. And object definition. Object is a real world entity, runtime entity. All these 4 points are important to define the objects, and a class is a group of objects which have common properties. This is the class. And in a class in Java contains field, methods, constructor, blocks. Syntax to declare a class is class name. At first of the Java program only we declared class name. So after that class name only we declare methods, statements, blocks, whatever it is after the class name only we declare. Whereas in structure of Java also first part is to declare the class name only. So this is the example for the class. Very important, and output of that class. And next topic is method declaration. Method declaration provides information about method attributes such as visibility, return type, name, and argument. In methods only we declare the arguments, that means strings, arrays, all these are declared in the method declaration only. If you check the structure of Java, we can see that method declaration part. In that method declaration part only the user can declare arrays, string arguments, everything. So next, types of method. There are two types of method in Java: predefined and user defined. Predefined is nothing but already defined in Java class, or known as predefined methods. Here predefined methods are also known as standard library method or built-in method, because it is predefinedly fixed in Java. So coming to user defined method, the method written by the user or programmer is defined as the user defined method. That means user written some program, that program is known as user defined method. These methods are modified according to the, so user defined, here user changes the program according to the requirements. So user defined method is modified according to the requirements. So this is the method declaration and method types. So method declaration is nothing but provides the information about attributes and return type, data type, name, and string arguments. All these are included in method declaration only. So structure of Java consists of method declaration part. In that method declaration part only user can add strings, arrays, attributes, arguments, names, etc. So types of method is predefined and user defined. Predefined is predefinedly installed, that means before or before installing Java only, or with respect to the Java only, this method is installed, whereas user defined method is user prepared that program according to the user requirements. Next topic is Java constructors. A constructor is in a Java is a special method that is used to add objects. Here initialization is nothing but add only. The constructor is called when an object of a class is created. It can be used to set initial values for object attributes. Here Java constructor is nothing but a method that used to add the objects to the program, and this is the example of that Java constructor. And next one is, this is a small note of that Java constructors. That means if you want to use constructors in programming, while using programming or while writing code, if you want to use Java constructors, we have to follow these 3 points to implement the Java constructors. Next one is constructor parameters. Constructor can also take parameters which is used to initialize. Here we are here in Java constructors we are initializing the objects. In Java constructor we are initializing the objects, whereas in constructor parameters we initializing the attributes. So that is the difference between Java constants and Java parameters. So this is the example for that constructor parameters. Next one is very important topic in Java, method overloading and method overloading, and very important question in a BSc fourth sem syllabus. So let's start method overloading. If a class has multi methods having same name but different in parameters is known as method overloading. That means when we are declaring a program or when you are writing a program, or just observe the structure of the program, what is the first part of that structure of program? It is nothing but class or name of the class. We write class name only in the top of the program. Now at first we write class name only. So if that class name have multi methods to execute, but the name of that class is same for all those methods, it is known as method overloading. And whereas, and this is the example for the method overloading and output that method overloading. And coming to method overriding, if subclass has the same method as declare in the parent class, so here method overriding consists of two classes, child class, parent class. That means two class names. If that subclass have same method, that means both parent class, child class, both consist only single method or same method, it known as method overriding. In Java, definitions are very easy for the method overloading and method overriding, and this is the example for method overriding and output for that method overriding topic. And last but not least of that unit 2 topic is access modifiers. Access modifiers in Java is a little bit important, not much important as control statements. According to syllabus we are learning this one, so access modifiers is not important as much as control statements. So in unit 2, control statements is very important. Without control statements there is no question paper for the BSc fourth sem students of Andhra University. So coming to the last topic but not least topic, the access modifiers in Java. It specifies the accessibility or scope of the field, method, constructor or class. We can change the access level of fields, constructors, methods and class by applying the access modifier on it. Four types of Java access modifiers. Here what the definition access modifier defines means, here it specifies what access modifier that specifies only field, method, constructor or class. So by using access modifiers, we can modify the fields constructor methods by applying the access modifier. That means in Java, by using access modifiers, we can change the method, constructor or class and field. This is the simple example of access modifier. This is not much important as control statements. Just lean and ignore it, but we must have some idea about this topic before completing this sim. So access modifiers is nothing but it is used to it is used to access access the changes of fields, constructed methods and classes. So what, there are four types for Java access modifiers: public, private, default, protected. So these four comes under the access modifier. Public is nothing but public modifier is everywhere, so everyone can easily access that package or whatever it is, either class name or data type or whatever it is. If you declare that in the public section, everyone can easily access. Whereas coming to private modifier, within the class, it is declared within the class, it can't be accessed from the outside of the class. That means after the class name we open curly braces. Now in between that curly braces, private modifier is used, whereas public modifier is used in the class name. That means out of the curly braces. So default is thing is used within the package. It can't be accessed from outside the package. We use packages within the class only. That means within the class name only. So default is not accessed out of the package. Protected, the access level of a protected modifier is within the package and outside the package to child class. If you don't make the child class, it can't be accessed from outside. So protected means here it give more secure, uh, here protected access modifier gives more secure for the structure. That means program coding. So here it within the package and outside of the package to child class. By using child class we can access this protected modifier. So this is a small graphical representation to understand the access modifiers. Once if you check this access modifier, here access modifier means private, default, protect, public. So within class, yes. So private access modify within the class, default access modify within the class, protected access modify within the class, public access modified within the class. And whereas coming to within the package, private is no, default, protect, public, three are happening within the package. So outside package by subclass, outside package. So by using this graphical representation of access modifier also, we can easily understand the concept of access modifiers. So this is the topic of unit. This is the topic of unit 2 of Java for Andhra University students. And in before going to end this section, once once I will repeat the concepts which we are completed in unit 2 is control statements. Control statement consists three types: decision making, looping, branching. Decision making three types: if else switch. According to syllabus, these three only important. Whereas coming to loop, while, do while, for. And coming to third one, branching statement is also known as jump statement. So this jump statement consists to break, continue, return. So next one is object class. So here in this PDF we give syntax and example for that object and class also. So this is that. And next one is important one, method declaration. Method declaration is nothing but declaration of data in terms of method attributes, and types of method is predefined and user defined. Next one is Java constructors and constructor parameters. And another most important question of this unit 2 is method overloading and method overriding. For short question and answer, method overloading and method overriding, and examples also there for this method overloading and method overriding. And last topic is access modifiers. Access modifiers is nothing but that modifiers helps to access the method constructor or class. Graphical representation is also given for that access modifiers. So in unit 2, the most important questions for BSc fourth sem students of Andhra University is control statement, which comes for the essay questions, and method overloading and method overriding, which comes for the short answer questions. So this is the complete part of unit 2 of Java. So this is our section of unit 2 of Java. Thank you very much, and please subscribe to my channel for more interesting and knowledgeable videos. Thank you. Jai Hind.